Mock the Week. I'm Dara Breen. Joined this week are Ed Byrne, Kerry Godliman and Ed Gamble, Larry Dean, Hugh Dennis and Angela Barnes. We start with a round tonight called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Larry, which category would you like?
World news, please.
Your topic is world news. The answer is 27. What is the question?
How many items of shopping does it take before a Scottish person pays 5 pence for a bag?
Is it take the number of people that think Theresa May's doing a good job and multiply it by 27?
Is it how many kisses can you put at the end of a text to your sister's boyfriend before he asks her to ask what you're doing?
Is it how many dresses are there in the film 27 Dresses?
Is it when The Bodyguard was on BBC One on Sunday night, how many people were watching Channel 5?
Is it how many chameleons snuck onto the Ark?
I'll explain why they're bloody everywhere now, aren't they?
Is it how old in years is my oldest bra?
Is it what is the average life expectancy in the event of a no-deal Brexit?
That's fairly Project Fear, I think that
Oh, Jacob, calm down.
Is it what's my life expectancy?
What did I lose my job as a bingo caller for referring to as one duck being shot in the back of the head?
Is it how many times will Jeremy Corbyn need to be circumcised before Jewish people forgive him?
How old do I feel with new Actinium Plus?
How old was the farmer wearing Ed's waistcoat when he died?
In 1862.
Well, all I can say is, Mr. Gamble, I hope you get the weather you're hoping for.
If I can have the right answer, please.
Is it how many EU countries rejected Britain's plans for Brexit?
Of course it is. Thank you very much, Hugh. Yes, it is to do with the number of countries in the EU specifically. How many European Union member states rejected Prime Minister Theresa May's plans for Brexit? What do you think of the EU leaders' response to Theresa May's checkers plan?
It's not a surprise, is it? She knew they were going to reject it, but she went there on a sort of charm offensive, but she's Theresa May, so she decided just to do without the charm and just really double down on the offensive.
She's always got the look of someone that's selling dodgy electrical gear at a car boot sale.
I can't watch it anymore. I just find it too cringy of just watching all the EU leaders get on well, apart from her. She reminds me too much of what I was like in secondary school at a party, and that you're expecting in a minute that she's going to, like, look at the EU's CD collection.
Just in a corner somewhere, going, oh,
I thought about this the other day, like, what are we going to be talking about when we're not talking about Brexit? And then I thought, we're not going to have time to talk. I would be too busy mugging old ladies for their penicillin prescriptions.
Here's the 3 main things I'm worried about in the trade deal.
OK.
Orangina, pom bears and French kissing. In that order, if we can secure all those things, I'm happy to go ahead with checkers.
Well, one of them is that it might affect flights to other EU countries. And again, I just think that's going to be the last thing we're worried about under a no-deal Brexit when we're, you know, too busy sucking off a greengrocer for a cabbage. So,
In the first morning, surely. Let us get to the end of the week before we have to fillet retailers just to get
Didn't the
basic
Remain
provisions.
campaign put that on a bus?
Yeah.
because I'd be scared about the amount
A
of people...
picture of a hearty greengrocer. What do you do for this? What will you do to get your hands on this after Brexit?
I mean, that raises a lot of questions. The first being, how much do you like cabbage, Angela?
I've done that maybe for a cauliflower, but I'm
No,
not
but
sure.
I really like sucking off greengrocers.
Well, that's an upside anyway, I suppose.
You're lucky if you can find one these days.
Tell me about it, Hugh.
This is the most English conversation.
OK, sucking off chip shop owners.
Someone tell Larry what a cabbages.
It's pet passports as well.
Pet
isn't it?
passports is a huge thing. Oh.
You won't have to wait up to 3 months to get a pet. So you have to plan, won't you?
Yes.
That's going to take all the spontaneity out of a holiday with Rover, isn't it? The little Carpe Diem weekend in Brussels.
I mean, 3 months doesn't sound like a long time, but in dog years...
How are they going to implement it? Is there going to be like a bin at security where you throw your guinea pig?
Or you can bag them up in a clear plastic bag.
You don't need them. You don't need them for guinea pigs.
No, you don't.
There are only 3 pets you
Yes.
need them for, which are dogs, cats, and ferrets.
That's going to affect tens of people.
I've never sat beside somebody who's bringing a ferret on holiday. It would just be... just an hour of sitting by somebody who's just doing this with a ferret running over their hand.
Like you're doing Tai Chi, darling.
I am. It's very good. It's very centering.
I hate to be a doom monger here, but, you know, in the event of a no-deal Brexit, we're not going to be worried about taking our pets on holiday because we will have eaten them out of desperation.
Yeah, and with a side serving of cabbage.
I'm wondering if the people are now going to smuggle, like, their pets over the borders and then we're going to have to use drugs to sniff them out.
Just going, Rover, keep calm, walking back. There's a big line of coke all the way on there. Anything to declare, monsieur? No? And the hat's jumping wildly. Going furiously.
I'm type 1 diabetic, and genuinely the majority of synthetic insulin is made in mainland Europe, and there might be problems with importing that. So I've genuinely now started stockpiling insulin, so after Brexit, I can sell it to more desperate diabetics.
In other news, what was revealed about the so-called Croydon cat killer?
Well, it was a fox, wasn't it?
Well, it was a really sexy cat killer.
No, they don't.
It was a combination of...
I reckon it was actually cats just getting hit by cars and then foxes eating their heads.
But the police came in for criticism because they'd spent thousands of pounds trying to track down the human killer of all these cats.
Yeah, the notion was that this was a potential serial killer just learning how to be a serial killer by attacking cats.
Yeah, why would there be any indication that he's a potential serial killer?
Because a lot of the time they do start off with animals. On a serious note.
Is that true?
Yeah.
But they said it's a waste of time because they spent thousands of pounds and it turns out to be a fox. But they got the killer, didn't they? They found...
There wasn't a photo coming the story of a fox with his little paws behind his back going... And I do it again! They said that the remains had been by foxes. There isn't... I didn't go, it's him again! It's him! It's Reynard! You'll never catch me! But it was that there isn't a fox. They haven't captured...
No, but they did do their job, didn't they? So
Well,
they're
they-
being criticised
So who did
for
they
not...
catch?
they've
Well, no,
sold-
only if you think if somebody walks into your house and goes, we've investigated your burglary, and it was, dun dun dun, a person!
I think this is all... We're forgetting that 400 cats died here, and what's really tragic about it is most of those cats wouldn't have even been there if they hadn't still been waiting for their passport.
I think this is about police cuts, basically. We're going to see more crimes blamed on fox.
It's a good way of covering your tracks from now on. If you're going to commit a crime, just leave a fox shit at the scene.
Oh, he is struck again. Is this apply for any crime, by the way? It's like I'd like to look. Like the Hatton Garden robbery. To steal the diamonds to a tiny stool.
You did...
That's me trying to do a fox shit.
You've really gone around the houses there. I was suggesting you saw some fox shit in the
Obviously,
car.
get some fox shit. But I don't
Don't try and shit in the shape. I have been training my anus
I mean...
and eating nothing but cat's heads.
That'd be a brilliant part.
That'd be
of
quite the twist.
You know the scene in the heist movie where there's like, I'm the explosives guy. I'm the computer guy. I'll knock out the alarm system. Well, I'm the guy with the blackboard who'll work at the driving. What is his job? I shit like a fox. Yeah. OK, at the end of that round, the points go to Ed, Terry and Ed. Now, we play a round called You Brexit, You Bought It. This game involves Larry Dean and Ed Gamble. So if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launch the wheel of news, and wherever it chooses to stop, one of our performers will step forward and talk about that subject. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is travel.
So I was having a wank in Dubai. It wasn't planned. Well, most of them aren't, are they? I just was outside having some lunch and I lowered my cutlery and went, it's time. That's enough vitamin D. Time for some vitamin me. And I went up to my room, right, and I opened up my laptop to watch some of the gay porn, because I'm gay. I didn't need to clarify that, did I? I don't think there's anybody watching this thinking, oh, he's straight and he watches gay porn. How progressive of him. Well done. So I tried to watch some of the gay porn, right, but I couldn't because the gay porn was blocked because it's illegal to be gay in Dubai, right? Which is weird because there is gay bars in Dubai. Oh, not gay bars, prisons. So since the gay porn was blocked, I had to watch some of the straight stuff. Long-time listener, first-time caller. So I was watching the straight amateur porn, right? And amateur as well, because amateur's better. Because when you watch amateur porn, there's a little bit of you that thinks, I can do that. Gives you a good self-esteem boost. Same reason why I watch Scottish football. And so when I was doing my thing over the straight stuff, right, a knock on the door happened, and I thought, I better answer the door, because they might have a key to the room. Right, so I got up quickly, and I put my willy down in between my legs into stealth mode. And I pulled my trousers up, and I started walking towards the door, like that. And I opened up the door, and a guy was just standing there, and he handed me a chocolate bar, and then walked away. I still do not know to this day why he did that. I've never been so confused in my whole life. Because I took the chocolate bar off him and I shut the door and I started walking around the room thinking, oh my God, maybe there's a camera in here. They've seen me watching straight porn and now they're training me like a dog to do it again.
OK, that leaves us with Ed to see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is diet.
So, my last job was handing out chocolate bars in a Dubai hotel. I try and stay healthy. I listen to all the wrong people about health, though. I've started reading health blogs, like health bloggers. They're all the same sorts of people. They're sort of posh young women in their early 20s. They say things like, first thing in the morning, to energise yourself, why not have hot water and lemon? Hot water and lemon to energise... There is no way hot water and lemon is energising me in the morning. The only way that would happen would be if I squeezed the lemon in my eye and poured the water on my dick. I do not want your hot water and lemon because I'm not a kettle that needs descaling. The other thing they all talk about is something that I like to call the cauliflower conspiracy. I don't know if you've heard about this. This is the idea that if you like to have anything unhealthy, you need to replace that immediately with cauliflower. The worst offender for this is cauliflower pizza. I'll tell you what this is. Right, they say, oh, it's like normal pizza, but you take away the dough base and you replace it with a disc of mashed up cauliflower. So, nothing like normal pizza. I made one, it took me 6 hours. First thing you've got to do is grate the cauliflower. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, the cauliflower is not a shape for grating. It's not a shape, is it? It's just chaos. It's everywhere. It's so fragile, you touch it to metal, it immediately explodes. It's like you're in the middle of Frozen. You end up with this vegetable dandruff, you put it in the microwave, you warm it up, that makes it really wet, you have to get the moisture out of the cauliflower, then you have to pat it down into a rough base shape. Then they say, choose the topping. Whatever you like, you can choose whatever topping you like, and I think we can agree I had lost most of my day up until this point. So I thought, I'm going to claw her victory back right at the last minute. So the topping I chose was a whole Domino's.
Thank you very much. Well done, both of you, with the points there. For the Larry Sit back down. Our next round is called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So, what's going on here?
Is he writing a terrible review for the Tory party conference on TripAdvisor?
No, he's tweeting Dara to tell him that he's not happy with the anti-Corbyn bias.
I think it's just nice to see Jeremy Corbyn looking comfortable on a front bench.
Is it Britain's loneliest wizard on his way back to Hogwarts?
This isn't a very interesting photo,
It's not, is it?
It's like it's a Where's Wally picture, and even Wally couldn't be asked to turn.
He's setting an alarm to water his courgettes.
Oh, another dick pic from Blair.
It is... shall I tell you what that...
Yeah, go on, tell us, but it's all out of our misery, yes.
It's Jeremy Corbyn.
It is Jeremy Corbyn. Thank you very much, you. Yes, this is Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn. The annual Labour Party conference was held in Liverpool this week, where the party discussed backing another referendum on Brexit, economic reforms and changing the rules on the deselection of MPs. So, what did the party eventually decide about another referendum?
They're going to need a bigger table.
Essentially, yes, because it's quite the buffet of options from the Labour Party. Maybe we'd like a little bit of this, but a little bit of Canada, and a little bit of Norway, maybe. I think they've eventually settled on that they're not taking any options off the table. That is how much of a fudge this is.
Right.
We have decided not to eliminate anything. Everything is still on, whether, you know...
John McDonnell said definitely not.
McDonnell said
and then Keir Starmer went, shut up!
Yeah.
So that's now on the table.
That's back on the table.
It's not that I'm opposed to another referendum, but it's the fact that they keep calling it the people's vote. Who
weird.
did they think were voting before?
Dogs.
Was it our pets? And now they don't get passports.
But what happens is, that's why they found so many of those cars with little fox shit on them.
Really, Fox.
But it wasn't. It wasn't. Aha, I strike again.
If it was dogs voting last time, that explains a lot, because there's no way a dog is going to vote to stay.
The whole thing is, it's government by magic 8-ball. That's what it is. It's like, shall we leave the EU? The future is uncertain. Well, let's press on with that.
Yeah. Clearly, it's like one of these that we can be all and go, you know, why have Labour stepped out of this debate? Why have they not involved themselves in this debate for 2 years? Like,
That's all very well if they were standing back and just, you know, being strong and united, but they're not. They're standing back and they're about as united as a fucking synchronised swimming. No, that is really...
Famously very united. They have a thing. Have you? What is Labour's response to Brexit, though? Do you know, what
No one knows!
They have proposed a thing. They have proposed a thing. They said that this is very important. There should be...
They've got the 6-point test.
The six tests. Our Brexit path is plagued by tricks. Come and answer our question 6.
And no one can achieve it. And then there's no way...
No, it's like, it's the question the second.
No, it's deliverability, bashful.
Why was Corbyn criticised after a recent television interview?
He wouldn't apologise for being...
Well, for allegations of...
For allegations.
Allegations of anti-Semitism.
Are we still talking about this?
Yes.
Yes.
Like, the only thing that's gone on longer than anti-Semitism in the Labour Party is just anti-Semitism.
What he actually said was, he said, I will die fighting racism. And I thought, no, probably a stroke on your allotment.
Handled it so spectacularly badly that even Gordon Brown had to step in and go, come on, guys, you need to sort this out. And when Gordon Brown is trying to sort out a rift in the Labour Party, that's like the wino outside Londis telling you need to sort your life out.
That one worked.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
The synchronised swimming thing.
No.
Although, actually, having a synchronised swimmer outside London telling you to sort your life out also, I think, would have worked.
You know what you got to do? You got to sort your life out. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, no, it's going to spin around.
yeah, you go round and round and round, and then you go round with one leg up. That's
Why is your synchronised swimmers Cockneys?
They're all Cockney.
And return.
I'm just going to find it amazing how easy it should be for Corbyn to actually be a viable Prime Minister, but he keeps messing up. Like, there was a poll recently that 36% of people, like Theresa May, think she'd be a viable Prime Minister, 23% think that Corbyn would be, and 39% don't know. So confusion is in the lead in the polls.
All to play for. What did party members make it easier to do?
Deselection.
Deselection. And reselection, I suppose, yeah.
So they're going to be able to get rid of sitting MPs. Well, what they should do is get rid of the lying ones.
Do you know what? That was the angry sex equivalent of telling a joke. Why won't you leave me?
All I wanted was a cabbage!
Moving on. According to scientists, what takes a third of a second
To fall in love.
to fall in love? Well, yeah.
Decide you fancy somebody.
Decide you fancy somebody. Yeah. Falling in love was overstating it slightly.
So it doesn't take a third of a second to fall in love. It takes a third of a second to go, I would.
And it is basically a test on... It is
No, I can prove it now, Dara. Look. Would. Not now I've seen that.
I'm glad you stopped there, by the way. Mystique in our relationship.
Dara, how long did it take you to fall in love with Brian Cox?
You take that back!
He's just a better version of you.
Tell him it's not true! Tell him it's not true!
No, it's not. It's not.
I'm going to take you to space and back. There's Uranus.
What?
Thank you.
Come on. Come on.
And all your humour is over there.
I literally only bring a notepad to make it look like I've thought of stuff.
Ordy-door-de-door, leprechaun.
Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics, and then we'll see what our panelists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is things you wouldn't hear at a party conference.
Muscle top!
Why are we having this conference in Blackpool? 2 words. Cheap cocaine.
Jeremy Hunt is having a heart attack. Is there a doctor in the house? Why are you laughing?
So we'll be having one speech from a Remainer, a speech from a Brexiteer, another speech from a Remainer, another speech from a Brexiteer, and then Boris Johnson will drop his trousers. So that's in, out, shake it all about.
What this conference has taught me is this party needs more women, because the hotel bar last night was an absolute sausage fest.
Welcome, delegates, to this year's Liberal Democrat Conference. Conference.
So to those who say we have alienated too many groups in society to get elected, let me say this. Fuck off.
I know some of you have been challenging my leadership. And to you I say, bring it on, you ball bags.
Some have said that the Labour Party has lost contact with its working-class roots. But I say to these people the same thing I said to my driver this morning. Do not address me directly.
So, now we've sorted out Brexit.
They told us Brexit was undeliverable. They told us Brexit was unworkable. But where are they now? They are outside with banners saying, "I told you so."
Right, it's the Green Party conference, and now it's time to break for lunch. Who ordered the veal?
I'm afraid Rees Mogg can't be with us today. Someone hung garlic at the threshold and he can't pass through.
So everything is still on the table. Why has no one cleared the table?
It's incredible to think that some people think of us as a cult. Anyway, could you all just line up while Jeremy Corbyn chooses his wives?
Of course the Tories are like regular people. You should have seen us in the bar last night. Giles' wet nurse downed a whole bottle of port.
We have had soft Brexit. We have had hard Brexit, but now we have a more digestible alternative. Ready Brexit.
Fair. The next topic is unlikely lines from a TV detective show.
Interesting. I think it might be Fox.
Sierra, Alpha, Disco, Poker, Nipple. Actually, I've got no idea what I'm talking about.
After 7 very tedious seasons, finally things pick up on CSI Salisbury.
I want photographs of the body. I'll take an 8x10 canvas, a keyring and a mouse mat.
There are 16 different semen samples in this bed, Sarge. I should have read the TripAdvisor report on this hotel.
And as you can see from the chalk outline, the victim had a tiny head and was sitting on a giant circle. Sorry, I think that's a disabled parking space.
So your crime number is 10000000. Oh my God, you're our millionth customer! I'm really sorry what happened to your husband.
Welcome to the new detective show from the Northeast. CSYI Newcastle.
2 inches to the left, and that bullet would have gone right through your eyeball. But as it is, it went through the other eyeball.
Oh, God, I have to go to the morgue. He's always eating a sandwich. We get it, you're desensitized. Well done.
Everybody get down, because this is disco.
Look, I am genuinely sorry that your father never hugged you, but when I said, "It's the police, open up,"
OK, then I suppose what we can deduce is either the victim was naked and extremely well endowed, or whoever drew this chalk outline is very immature.
On the doll, please show me where you were grabbed by the president.
Ms. Harris, I'm sorry to have to do this, but we want you to identify a body. This body... No, but seriously, there is a body and we think it's your fiancé.
14 bullet wounds to the head. Classic suicide.
Oh, wait. Maybe it's a man pretending to shit like a fox.
Welcome to Sunhill Police Station. I'm PC, every British actor's first TV gig, and this is Sergeant Too Ugly for Hollyoaks.
At the end of that round, the points go to Ed Carriedas. That's the end of the show. This week's winners are Ed Byrne, Kerry Garvin and Ed Gamble. Commiserations to Larry Dean, Hugh Dennis and Angela Barnes. Thanks for watching. I'm Darrell Breen. Good night.